Well, what a podium. Yo guys, and welcome back to another F1 2021 race reaction, and this one is obviously no other than Baku or Azerbaijan. And what a race we had in store. Just throughout the first half of the race it was all right. It was still some intriguing stuff going on at the front strategy wise, and then soon as Lance Stroll got his tyre failure, boom, it just went from 0 to 100. And yeah, brilliant to see. So much drama, so much to talk about. So nevertheless, let's get into it. So we'll start off with Red Bull then. Obviously, Sergio Perez taking his first win for Red Bull and his second win in his whole entire career. I'm just so happy for the guy. I felt like he needed this win as well, especially after the sort of things he's been through. So at the start of the season and stuff. We know he's a great driver, and I rate him very highly, and I think he's such a nice guy as well. So I'm very happy for Sergio Perez. Kept a really cool head, did exactly what he needed to do. He didn't have the best of qualifyings, but he did exactly what Red Bull sort of needed him to do, really, just stay in second place. And obviously if anything happens to the leader, being his teammate, he needs to be there to pick up the pieces, and that is exactly what happened today. So yeah, can't fault the guy. He had really good pace as well, and obviously managed to get past Hamilton in the pit stop as well. So yeah, faultless from Perez, and yeah, taking the win. Max Verstappen, on the other hand, very unfortunate. Did a fantastic race, controlled the race brilliantly, and it looked like it was going to be another flawless victory for Verstappen. But obviously, lap 48. The tyre gave way exactly like Lance Stroll's tyre did as well. And yeah, absolutely shocking scenes, but very, very scary as well. They're doing over 200 miles an hour there, and I would not want to be in that situation at all. But yeah, heartbreak for Verstappen. You could see how much it meant to him. But obviously, in terms of the championship, it's not changed at all at the top. So there's sad moments and happy moments for everyone there, but yeah, just shocking to see. And obviously I think Pirelli are going to have to investigate heavily into what sort of happened with the tires, because obviously they brought the softer compounds this weekend as well. I think in the previous few years they've brought the medium set, so I think it's the C2, C3 and C4. So yeah, maybe they messed up in that sense, I'm not sure, but yeah, very scary for Verstappen and Lance Stroll. So we'll move on to Aston Martin next, because Sebastian Vettel got another podium in his Formula 1 career. P2 from, I can't remember where we started now, but fantastic from Sebastian, and it was great to see him up there again. You could see how much it meant to him, and if it sort of felt like he never sort of left the podium in a weird way. Obviously his last podium was Turkey last year, but it felt so much longer than that. I don't know, it's a very weird feeling, but great to see Sebastian on top of the podium, and a great result for Aston Martin as well. Like I said, they haven't had the best start to the season. I think this is good for Sebastian and good for Aston Martin as well. Obviously, we've already touched on Stroll. Obviously, he was the first one to have the tyre failure. Didn't have a very good qualifying either. Obviously, crashed out at turn 15, which was catching everybody out, it seemed. And what a crazy qualifying session we had as well. I'll get into that in a little bit. But yeah, Lance Stroll, yeah, very unfortunate. Just once again having another tyre failure down the straight, and yeah, I can imagine he was very scared. You could tell on the radio as well, and when he came over, he was like, "Get me out now." I think he was probably more concerned about the cars coming down, because like I said, they're doing well over 200 miles an hour down that straight, and if you were to get collected, then Jesus, that would have not ended nicely. But yeah, brilliant from Aston Martin. It was a better day for AlphaTauri. Pierre Gasly picking up another podium in his career, picking up P3, and it was it was just weird to see no Ferraris on the podium, no Mercedes as well. Obviously, we'll get onto in a little bit, but yeah, Pierre Gasly once again another podium in his career, and brilliant. Those last few laps as well after the red flag. Obviously, we had the race restart, and he did so well to hold off Leclerc and Norris. It was brilliant to watch. Everyone was just going full pelt. Everyone was on fresh tyres. So yeah, I was really surprised he didn't get past actually. But yeah, very good job from Gasly to hold on to that podium. And just a good weekend for AlphaTauri in general. Even Tsunoda picking up 7th place, taking home 6 points for the team as well. So yeah, a good hold of points for AlphaTauri. Again, another team who haven't had the best start to the season either. I think they were probably one of the favourites coming into this season. But yeah, definitely a bounce back from AlphaTauri. So we're going to Ferrari and McLaren next. So obviously Leclerc finished in 4th, just behind Gasly, and also had to fend off Norris, like I said, at the end as well. Yeah, obviously Leclerc got it on pole. Once again, brilliant job from him. He's definitely getting the most out of that Ferrari he can. But let's be honest, it is a lot better than last year as well, that Ferrari. But yeah, P4, I think he's tried his best, really. I don't think I think that's probably where I sort of predicted he would finish. Obviously, that Ferrari isn't great in race pace, and obviously doesn't have as much straight line speed as the Red Bull and the Mercedes and everything. So yeah, got a little bit unlucky as well, I think, with the pit stops and everything. I think he probably could have got a little bit more out of it, maybe. And Carlos Sainz, 8th as well. Yeah, didn't really see much of Sainz, really, to be honest. I mean, he made that mistake into the castle section, the really tight turn 8. But yeah, I didn't really see a lot of him, really. But yeah, finished P8, picking up another 4 points for Ferrari. So it's still points for Ferrari, and they're also ahead of McLaren now in the constructors as well. So I suppose they can be happy with that. McLaren, bit of a quiet day for them. Norris finished in P5, just behind Leclerc, and Daniel Ricciardo managed to get into the points in 9th as well. So still not a great result for Ricciardo. Had a horrible qualifying, which is definitely not what he needed. Obviously binned it in the wall in Q2. And yeah, Norris, like I said, he was there or thereabouts, didn't really do much. I think he tried his hardest, but again, it's still more points for McLaren. I think that's all they need in this fight with Ferrari at the moment. So next up will be Alfa Romeo. Raikkonen picking up a point for Alfa Romeo, and Giovinazzi literally just behind him in 11th as well. They had pretty good pace all weekend, I thought. I think, yeah, Giovinazzi binned it in the wall in Q1 as well. But yeah, no, they seem to have good race pace, and it's good to see. Really can't really say much else on them, really. Like I said, we don't really see much of the 3 worst cars on race day, but yeah, good result for Alfa Romeo. I feel like we should now move on to Mercedes, because, well, what a shocking weekend for them. Obviously, Lewis managed to qualify P2. I think that was a massive shock for Lewis, because obviously they didn't have any good pace throughout the whole weekend, really. Well, until we got to qualifying. I think practice 2 they were 12th and 16th, something like that. But yeah, I was so gutted. As you guys know, big Lewis fan, just heartbreak when I saw him lock up and go straight down the escape road into turn 1. I thought it was, well, obviously he has cold brakes because they've been, doing another formation lap and stuff, and he's been sitting on the grid. His brakes were smoking as well. But apparently after the interviews, Lewis was saying about how his brakes switched off or something. Apparently he hit a switch. I don't know how true that is. I don't know if that was just to corrupt the fact that he made a mistake. But yeah, either way, it happened, and it's cost him, well, it could have cost him a lot worse if Verstappen finished, but if Verstappen had been in the race, we wouldn't have got that race restart anyway. But yeah, no change at the top, really, so I think Hamilton can be still a bit fortunate of that, but although he could have scored more points to still get ahead of the championship. So I don't know, just yeah, a bit of a disappointment. Yeah, he finished 15th. And Valtteri Bottas, wow, that's a pretty bad performance from him. I think that's probably up there with the Turkish Grand Prix. He had an absolute horrible Grand Prix that weekend as well. I think he spun like 6 times in that Grand Prix. But yeah, this weekend he was, just absolutely nowhere. Finished 10th in qualifying, and then finished the race today in 12th. Yeah, just had no pace all weekend, just not been happy with the car. And yeah, just not a lot else to say on him, really. I think I think this weekend he needed a good result to get back into the championship. Obviously, there's been no gain at the top of the championship, so he's still technically in it. Like I said, we've got a long way to go yet, so I probably shouldn't even be talking about that yet. But yeah, just horrible for Valtteri Bottas, and I imagine he'll be wanting to come back from what was a dismal weekend. So next up is Haas. We've got Mazepin. Oh no, sorry, Mick Schumacher ahead of Mazepin, 13th and 14th for them. Obviously, that doesn't look like a good result, but considering Haas have got one of the worst cars in Formula 1 at the moment, it's a really good result. And obviously, you know, with Russell and Latifi finishing behind them, obviously Russell DNF, but Latifi finished behind them, that does put Haas up into 9th in the Constructors, and obviously points, the higher you are in the Constructors, the more money that you earn. So yeah, great job from them. There was a moment in the race where I think Mazepin was ahead of Schumacher, and he just darts to try and, I don't know, really defend or whatever, and you could tell Mick Schumacher wasn't happy about it. So yeah, that was a bit risky. You can't do that to your own teammate. It's ridiculous. But yeah, no, good result for them nevertheless. 13th and 14th for Haas. And then, like I said, the last team is Williams. Latifi finished in 16th, and Russell DNF'd. I don't know what Russell actually DNF'd for, but yeah, not really much to say on Williams. They didn't really have much pace this weekend, and we didn't really see anything of them in the race either. That is it, guys, for this race reaction. Hope you have enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought of the race and everything that happened. Are you excited for the next one? Let me know your thoughts and everything in the comment section. If you have enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I'll see you all again in the next one, guys. Take care.